Welcome to the official podcast of PHP Architect. Join us to listen to the latest news and tech talk from our conferences, the magazine, and wider PHP community.
Hello, you're listening to the official podcast of PHP Architect. This is episode 2025.08.28, and I'm one of your hosts, Eric Van Johnson, and with me is the other host, John Congdon.
Hey, that's me. I'm over here.
This podcast focuses on all things PHP and web development. We also touch on the larger PHP community and the general life of being a developer. And of course, we're going to talk about our company, PHP Architect, the magazine, the books, the work, and the conference.
The work.
We record every week on Thursday at 3 p.m. Pacific time. And our little podcast is made a little better thanks to our partners. This one is honeybadger.io. Honeybadger helps you deploy with confidence and be your team DevOps hero by combining error, uptime, and performance monitoring in one simple platform. It's free to get started, and setup only takes a few minutes. Be the hero your team needs. Suit up at honeybadger.io. We're going to talk about them a little later. If you don't watch the live stream and only listen to the audio version, you should really think about joining us in the live stream on YouTube at youtube.com/PHPArch. Make sure you hit the button to get notified. But the really cool thing about joining the live stream is you can actually be part of the show in our Discord. And you can join the Discord at discord.phparch.com. We've got a lot of our regulars in there now. We got Jeffrey Davis. Mike is in there. I'm calling him Mike now, not Michael. It's Mike and Chris. We're going to talk about that. A Woods. I saw Ducker earlier. Did I see Duck?
Duck Nizzle?
Duck Nizzle earlier. Chris. Sarah. All the regulars. You too can be part of the show by popping in our Discord. And that's it. Let's
Nope,
get
that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. I'm calling an audible. We have two sponsors this episode.
Lay it on me, baby.
We would also like to welcome our new.
Wait. Let me actually give them some video time. Let me get their thing up here.
Okay.
All right. Wait. Just hold on. Just act like nothing's happening.
3.
Go.
We'd also like to
That's
welcome.
wrong. That's not the one. Never mind. Damn it.
I'd like to welcome our new partner, PHPScore.com. Our friends over at Artisan Build are building a new product, PHPScore. Put your technical debt on autopay, and we will talk a little bit more about them later as well.
Every project has technical debt, John, and just like financial debt, carrying too much can cost your company a lot of. We really need to get a read for these people.
Yes,
Great job, but yeah, great group of people over at what's it called, Artisan? What?
Artisan Build.
Artisan Build. Okay, yeah,
Yep.
great.
Artisan.
Very excited about this. Okay, we'll talk about we'll get an official read for them, and we actually have another partner onboarding, so very excited about that. So, John.
So, Eric,
how's it going? Oh, I don't have my hat on. Look, I got my spiffy new shirt on that you got us for. You got them for Laricon.
Yeah,
these didn't come in time. I really like the baby blue, man. It's popping, baby.
Although I made the mistake of I wore mine out for something, and then I came home and I'm like, I want to go out and do something in the far back, out past my property line that there's nothing back there. So I planted a bunch of trees and I put a garden type of thing out there. So I'm basically stealing land and going to get in trouble for it at some point. But I went out there to water and do some work. And then I'm like, man, I've really been wanting to cut these branches. So then I start cutting branch. Next thing I know, I'm just drenched in sweat. Yeah. Yesterday, I'm looking for my shirt because I'm coming to meet you. I'm like, hon, have you seen my blue shirt? And she goes, yeah, it's on the dryer. It's completely trashed, like stained, like it was. I'm like, no, I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah. Yeah, I wore my orange one to the meetup last night, and I all of a sudden became very aware of how much sweating I was doing, like getting things ready for the meetup, like getting the beverages and stuff like that. I'm like, good God, I'm sweating a lot. So it's not like these are hot shirts. I mean, I just have a tendency to sweat a lot, but yeah, I want to be pretty protective of them. The orange one, I think, is my favorite one. That's one we actually wore at Laracon, but
Yeah.
I think that's my favorite.
It was not my wife's favorite. I can tell you that much.
Your wife has no sense of style, baby.
She doesn't like the flashy. It's just like blacks and blues.
Oh man. So
I cannot wait to hear about the meetup last night. I am so bummed that I missed it. Gonna be there.
not really sure you missed anything. First thing, despite my best efforts to completely confuse people and not actually say where the meetup was, people still showed up.
Oh, was it not on the meetup page?
No, well, all right. To be fair, I did have it in the text talking about the meetup, but meetup also has like a special location where it says this is the location of the meetup, and I forgot to add it there. So I felt really bad. I thought it was weird when Kenrick, one of our regulars, NS Bucky in our Discord, messaged me. I saw a message and he was like, "Hey, is the meetup at Nest still?" I'm like, "Yeah." Why are you like? Are you on your way? He's like, "Yeah, I'm leaving now." I'm like, "Why the hell did you ask me, man?" And then he told me when he got there. He's like, "It's not on the website." And what's crazy about it is we had a couple we had 3 first timers registered. Only one showed up. And I'm like, "How did you know to come here?" I didn't have it, in the spot. And that's how he told me. He goes, "No, you have it in the text. You just have to read the text." I'm like, "God damn it." And I did post it on social media as well. So I did put it out there. I just didn't do it.
Just wasn't in the right spot.
Yeah. I have to be honest with you, man. Like, I think this is like the thing with native PHP mobile in general. Like, super excited about it. I see all sorts of possibilities with it, but like they have made it so stupid simple to create mobile apps. There's just not a lot to demo. Like I talked about all the talking points, and some people brought up some great questions. I actually need to reach out to Shane. A couple of people had some really good questions I didn't have answers for. But it's like I just felt like when I actually got to my demo and I was showing them how the app worked, and then I switched to the code to show them the code, and it's just like, just one line of code basically, just like, just put that in there, and now you have a camera. It's like, I mean, it feels like it should be more, but it's really not. It's just not that exciting. Like, if you know how to create a Laravel app, you now know how to create mobile apps. Well, I should preference that to say you really have to have it really helps to have a good understanding of Livewire, which everybody knows. I've been on the Livewire bandwagon for years, so I had already been working with it. So that part came very natural to me because it leverages Livewire components for a lot of the dynamic stuff. But even that's not required. One of the things I showed, and you can go to the repo today and see this, but one of the things I showed everybody is I wanted to see if it was really that simple, because when I started creating my demo app, I was trying to mimic this app that the native PHP team has called the Kitchen Sink, which is basically a demo app of all the API endpoints. So I started building that, and I realized I'm like, like, according to all this, I should technically be able to add this to an existing Laravel website, and it becomes a mobile app. And so I had the Laravel tech site out there. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to add it here and see if that works. And it did. And, one of my slides was talking about, well, what's the benefit of having an app as opposed to PWA, right? And it's the whole offline, it can be offline. And even though the tech website doesn't take advantage of this, but you have access to all the native APIs of the phone, like the camera, like the flashlight, like the buzzing and all that. So, I
Having that separate app that you get to go to versus having to go into your browser to get there, which
right.
I think you can still make an app out of it.
Yeah,
Can
no,
you?
it's still not. That's what I'm saying. Like the
No,
phptech.io website.
no, I'm saying from a PWA, like from
Oh, yeah,
can you make that a separate kind of link?
yeah.
That I don't know. I haven't done
So
that.
what was really interesting? So I did a couple of what I considered cool things, right? One of the things, and I don't know if we've talked about it yet on the show, but in my demo, one of the topics that keeps coming up every time Shane does a talk, every time I see Shane do a talk, people ask about the database synchronization.
Mm-hmm.
And native PHP out of the box uses SQLite. And so you kind of are on your own on how you want to sync data, like if you want to do API calls or
Well,
however.
you say that it's native PHP doesn't. Laravel does, right? Isn't that the deal?
Well, it's the deal now
Mm,
with Laravel, yeah.
right.
But I
Like
think native PHP, I think it's assuming a SQLite database.
it's assuming, but it's not. Native PHP isn't changing your configuration. They may
No,
they may
I
be
don't think so.
suggesting it. It's coming from your Laravel app, whatever that's using.
Right, right. Yes, absolutely
So
correct.
in theory, you could have it hit your production MySQL as long as you have an internet connection. But that
Oh,
I'm not saying you should. I'm not saying you should at
what are you
all.
saying, man? That I was going down the road of API calls, and you just raw dog the database. Like I don't know, I'm just gonna rat for the database.
You know how I roll. Everyone
Uh,
has access to my data.
so yeah, I mean, you have to kind of figure out how you want to keep data in sync. API calls is kind of like what everybody feels like the go-to is, but we've talked in the past about the mobile apps we develop and how we've been leveraging CouchDB and a JavaScript version CouchDB called PouchDB to do this for us. So I'm like, all right, well, I mean, this is all just being displayed in that app's web view. So it's either a Kotlin web view or it's iOS web view or it's a Android web view. So I'm like, it's just JavaScript. And Ionic, the code that we use for the framework that we use for our mobile apps is just JavaScript. So I'm like, it should work, right? So I tried to install it on my app and be completely transparent with you. Yeah, I was vibe coding a lot of this, and I got it working on the Android version. For some reason, the iOS version didn't work. I pulled in Brooks, our mobile developer, and we really just never found time to really troubleshoot it. But like CouchDB, PouchDB, that combination worked pretty flawlessly on Android. We actually, of course, live demos, right? I actually noticed something last night where the mobile phone was retaining a record that had been deleted from the server. I'm like, that shouldn't be happening. But in general, it's doing a good job. Like I feel like if I had spent more time on it, I could have cleaned all that because I really did just the bare minimum to do it. And what that was doing, if you're not aware, if you haven't listened, CouchDB is just a document store, and it just works over the HTTP protocol. So there's no special drivers or anything. If you can make a curl command, you can interact with Couch. PouchDB is a JavaScript version of this, but the crazy thing about CouchDB and PouchDB is replication. It's just so stupid simple. And when it works really, really well. And so that's kind of what I demonstrated last night. I don't know if I'm going to spend any more time on trying to solve the Couch issue. I might, because I honestly might build an application. I feel like I can do it. Like I feel like, and this is not a hype train. I feel like it's achievable for me. Whereas before, I kind of flirted with it and I'm like, oh, fuck, do I want to learn, Ionic's framework or React Native, and all that stuff changes so quickly. I got to keep up with that in PHP. I'm too old for this. I can only focus on one language at a time.
I can barely
like,
that.
No, I'm not really good at that either. So I feel like it's achievable. I might continue to go down that road. But our mobile developer, Brooks, I saw a little light go off in his head. He's like, because when I shared with him what I was doing with Pouch and Couch, and of course he's very familiar with this architecture. This is how he works, right? Matter of fact, the only reason I know about Pouch is because of our mobile developers. And I'm talking to him about it. I see him sitting there thinking, he goes, so JavaScript runs? And I'm like, yeah, it seems to run just fine. You actually have to do an npm install to before you can push it to the phone, right? So he goes, so technically we could bring in the complete Ionic framework into the Laravel framework and just have both tools available to us. I'm like, you're a madman. Let's try it. So I think I'm gonna have to give that a try. I feel like that's especially if I talking on my ass now. I haven't tried any of this, but especially if Inertia works. So Inertia is that Laravel library that bridges JavaScript and PHP so that you can use variables. And I'm like, wow, if that works in native PHP and on the mobile devices, that gets A, very appealing, and B, opens up all sorts of doors for this. So I don't know. I got a lot I want to do with it. We'll see what actually comes of it. What about you? How's your week?
First, I want to say, hey, Shane, Simon, remember that partner program PDF we sent you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you owe us. So that was the biggest plug you're getting. Yeah. Oh, I do have another thing I want to say. Seriously, though, shout out to Shane. The guy spent a lot of time with me. He looked through my slides. He didn't even make he said he liked the slides and everything. He didn't say, hey, can you make sure you talk about this or can you touch on that? He just looked at what I was talking about. He says, this looks great. He also spent a lot of time with me and hey, look, you said the word. Oh, look, he says I was about to do some testing with the Ionic. And Inertia works. Holy crap. So this is really big. I think, so for one thing, this removes any barrier to our current mobile developer getting involved with this. It allows our team to now contribute to the mobile apps more on a code basis. So this is fantastic to hear. You heard it here first, people. Simon, the guy behind native PHP Mobile, just confirmed Inertia works, and he's going to work with Ionics. This is exciting. But I also want to thank Shane Rosenthal. Like I said, he took a lot of time with me. He also snuck me in as a beta tester on Bifrost and let me get everything set up. And the big thing about that is it allowed me to get a build to iOS test flight so that, in theory, other people can test it. Matter of fact, you got an invite, and our mobile developer got an invite to it as well. And that's just the conference website. So there's no fanciness there or anything like that. But yeah, and we talked about Bifrost, just my initial impressions, and he took my feedback, and it was great. I love working with these two guys.
Made changes based on your feedback too, right?
Yeah. I mentioned that I would have liked to have picked the branch in the repo, and he was like, "Yeah, we've been kind of talking about that." And a few hours later, I get a message in Discord. Okay, you can pick your branch now. I'm like, cool. So yeah, Bifrost is extremely exciting, and what's so exciting, and this is what I was trying to explain to people at the meetup yesterday, is it's all very new. So it doesn't feel like there's this overwhelming amount of information to get your head around. So if you get involved now and you're part of those building blocks and you're you're on board with like the new things as they make them and release them. It's, I mean, this, if you wanted to become a mobile developer as a PHP developer, there is no better than time than today to do that. I mean, get involved with native PHP, get in their Discord. Yeah, just get involved. I definitely see this going the distance, and I'm really excited because not only do you see what they have available today, but you see what they're working on. The list of APIs that they're working on is just like, holy smokes. So yeah, I'm really excited about it.
Staying busy.
All right, back to you, John.
Back to me. I really am sad that I missed it. I really wish I could have been there, one, to support you, and two, to see it. And just to be at the meetup. I, love being there. So sorry about that. But went to my kid's new school, got to meet his teachers, and kind of get a glimpse into his day of where he walks around. So that was very interesting. Before we move on, I do want to thank PHPScore again as our newest partner. Don't know if you want to bring them back up, talk about it at all. This is, again, all brand new. PHPScore is a brand new thing. They are taking suggestions as well. I got in there and found a couple of things. I'm like, I want to be able to refresh my repos, because when I first did it, I only selected my public repos, and just to see how it worked, and I couldn't figure out how to do anything. So I went back with suggestions, and they are all in for any recommendations, thoughts. So super excited about it. Don't know all the tools that they're using in the background, but the whole goal is kind of give you a score of your repo, how much technical debt you have. Obviously, over 800, just like your credit score, is good. If it's low, let's work on that. So they have a couple of things. I think they said that their base tools are free. And then if you want, how did he word it? The recommendations to actually pay off your technical debt, that's where I think you're paying for. So
got it. I mean, I don't see a free tier. So when you say the base tools are free, and I understand this is new to you, but what does that mean exactly?
Oh, I thought there was a free tier at one point.
Oh.
I don't, like I said, things are changing, so I'm not exactly sure. Maybe the scans are like your initial scans, and then you get advice above that.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
So I think you touched on it really well. If you do development professionally, especially if you do development where you're dependent, where somebody else holds the checkbook, right? Like you don't own the company. This paying for this tool can free up funds for you. Like if you run a legacy code base, or a code base you've inherited, or just a code base from like another group that you think could be improved upon, and you throw it through this and you get that score, and more importantly than the score, but the understanding of why you're at that spot, and you go to your team, you go to your management, you go to your bosses and say, we need developers, we need resources, this is why, it can easily free money up for you.
Mm-hmm. They say they quantify your technical debt in developer hours and categorize it by type. So what type of debt and how long they think it would take to pay it off. So
I definitely have a couple of repos I'd like to throw at this thing. I might need to do that.
All right. So thank you again, PHPScore, for partnering with us. We appreciate it.
And the link will be in the show notes.
All right. Work has been going well. I've been working on improving security. We decided to change password policies at PhoneBurner to kind of reflect the latest and greatest, right? So things have changed. The NIST has come out with new recommendations, and we decided it's time to, make those changes. Legacy apps are hard, right? You're going to piss off people, and for a long time it's been that battle of convenience versus existing users. So we're finally biting the bullet and saying, okay, we're going to make this change, and we know it's going to ruffle some feathers, but it's going to be okay in the long run. It'll be fine, just needs to be done. So I've been working through that quite a bit. So it's kind of been fun getting my hands back into that code base and working through some technical issues. Getting my mind back in the right place of, yes, I can code. Yes, I know what I'm doing, and I can accomplish something. So that's the plan.
Yeah.
So working on that.
Okay. You look like you want to say something before I say anything.
Nope. Trying to think of other things that have been going on. There's not a lot that's been happening lately.
All right. Well, while you think about that, and since we're talking about partners, let's give Honey Badger their time.
When your app breaks in production, you want to quickly understand and fix it, not sift through logs for the next hour. That's where Honey Badger comes in. Honey Badger notifies you of errors, outages, and performance issues as they occur and helps you respond instantly when your systems go down. When you need to dig deeper, Honey Badger's advanced query engine helps you reach into your logs and grab just the information you need. With error tracking, performance and uptime monitoring, log management, and support for over 10 languages, Honey Badger is the best tool to gain real-time insights into your application's health and performance. Best of all, it's free to get started, and setup takes less than 5 minutes. Be sure to bookmark honeybadger.io. That's www.honeybadger.io. Thank you, Honey Badger.
All right. What else we got going on? I definitely have... Oh, dude. Oh, wow, dude. Yeah. So the long and just drug out battle of getting this new app ready for a client, we have finally crossed the finish line. Well, I don't want to speak too soon, but we're to a point now where there are no more improvements. The client has no more improvements to tell us for this phase. We have other phases we're going to work on. But for this phase, which was a big phase, this is phase 2. It's a big phase because this was the phase we decided that the app has to be good enough to put in the hands of some clients, of our customer, right? So our clients' customers, basically. The ones who will be using the app and the ones who pay to use the app. So that was the goal for phase 2, was to get that stage. And it's just been the last couple of months. We do a weekly meeting on this project, and the last couple of months have just been like paper cut after paper cut after paper cut. And like, I'm getting antsy. Like, I'm like, listen, just get this in the hands of some customers. Yes, tell them this is a beta version. There are things we're still working on, but get their hands on it. But they were adamant. They're like, nope, not until the board is green. And today was the first day that board was green. And
like, really?
Does this mean what I think it means? And they're like, yep, we're ready.
It means we got 5 more things you got to do.
Like, we're ready to put this in the hands of some customers. So there's a couple more steps. We're going to create a gold build, which is like, this is the actual build that's going to go to the customer. So the gold build is going to get tested from end to end again, and no changes are going to happen to it. If any changes are needed, then that's the process has stopped, right? We're still on that phase and we're not done. But it was very exciting to see that. What's weird is like, when everybody realizes like, oh, hey, we're giving this to other people now. All of a sudden there's like this sense of, wait, are we sure we're ready? Like, wait, we got to think about everything. There's this, is that. And to the credit of our client, they're like, this is where we said this is what we said we were going to do at this stage. So yes, we have to be ready. There's no talking. There's no, let's check one more thing. Let's hold off for a minute. And so, yeah, it's exciting. Really happy.
Less than a year since hiring him.
Yeah, I'd say props goes out to Brooks. He inherited this code base. It was some technology that he did know, a lot of technology he didn't know.
There was a lot of technical debt he had to deal with.
A lot of technical debt he had to deal with. A kind of unhappy client at that time. So to their credit, they recognized what we were doing and said, okay, let's just keep pushing forward. And congrats.
That is super exciting. While I often want to release early and iterate on projects, with this specific one, because it was literally replacing an existing app, it had to be feature complete. It wasn't really capable of, let's just get it out there and iterate later. It's like, nope, it's gotta be somewhat compatible and working.
And honestly, I mean, you and I both felt the frustration of why this was taking so long. And it's just like, listen, the app itself was an existing app. This is a complete rewrite, right? But to John's point, there's an established app that had established functionality. And it's like, why are we having so much trouble, rewriting this application? Like, why are we running into all these barriers? So yeah, it was nice to kind of get over that. And yeah, I really hope this goes well. Of course, in my head, I like to see them hand it to their customer, and the customer just be blown away, like, oh, we've been waiting for this, wanted this is great. But it can always go the other way. Like, no, we're not going to use this. This is a horrible idea. What were you thinking?
They could.
We'll see how it goes. What else we got going on? If you haven't been keeping up with the PHP Architect blog lately, we have Chris Miller and Frank Wallen, two of our team members, have been contributing on a fairly regular click for the last couple of weeks. So I think each one has contributed a couple of articles. So just good information to have. I mean, they're not about any particular topic. In fact, I guess I could have brought that up and shared it. I think the latest one was from Frank went to publish today, actually, on Laravel queues. And then, I mean, they've been a lot of Laravel ones, just because that's what the team works on here a lot is Laravel. Also, our Pi release.
I was gonna say August got released early, not last day of the month.
Not last day. That's early, right? and we got it. So we've got a good click going with the contributors now, where we're kind of working on next month's next month's layout before the current month is over, which is a huge plus for us. But yeah, Frank has, let's see, what do we have out there now? Frank did Laravel queues. Chris did Wayfinder and Ranger, which are two new products from Laravel. Did a big write-up on that. I think the all the fours, the Laravel ecosystem's greatest year yet, is from Frank as well. I know that's from, I think this is Chris.
Yeah, because Are You Down with CSP was from Frank.
Yeah. And then Are You Down with CSP is from Frank. So lots of good stuff out there. Really happy. We have team members contributing to the blog now. It's like feeling like things are gelling a little bit, and it's great. Really enjoying it. Really appreciate it. I really lost one of my things here to switch scenes. There we go.
Yeah, the scenes I noticed are kind of all messed up. Or we have...
Well, I think I know why that is. We have so speaking of Chris Miller and Mike Page are to have their first podcast recorded.
Oh, they do?
Yeah. I actually gave it a listen. Got a couple things I need to do for it. I need to give it like a little intro buffer, including the little elephant, the logo thing.
Mm-hmm.
I got to add that to it. They're going to record a couple and then start streaming live. So really excited about that. I need to get, they're going to do a release on, so understand that they're both in the UK. So we're going to release their recordings at the same day and time that they plan on live streaming, which will be Tuesday, 8 p.m. Pacific time. So I think that's like 3 o'clock their time or something like that. I feel like that's right. I don't know. I'm going to go with it. But maybe it's 8 a.m. actually, now that I say that. Right? Because that would be 8 a.m., wouldn't it? 3 p.m. their time would be 8 a.m. our time.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I'm double checking.
No.
Yeah. 3 p.m. is
I can't.
7 a.m. our time.
I hate time zones.
I do too. Why can't everybody just go by Pacific time and stop fucking around? Doesn't make sense. But so 7 a.m. Pacific time, 3 p.m. in the UK will be when it releases on Tuesday, every other Tuesday, which I have never heard. And Mike mentions it a couple times when he talked to me, and he even says it on the podcast. How would you say every other Tuesday if you were recording something?
Everyone knows it's fortnightly. Come on.
Did you didn't know that, did you? I did not know what that term. I'm like, what's he saying? Fortnightly? What the hell is fortnightly? It's bi-weekly or every other week. Like, what is fortnightly? And that's what it is.
Yeah.
Is that a term you'd heard before?
I've heard it before. I've never used it in conversation.
I thought he was talking about playing Fortnite on the stream or something. Like, what are you doing? Like, are we talking PHP or are we playing video games? I need to know. So yeah, I was impressed. But yeah, so the first show is just basically them talking about what the podcast is going to be about. I mean, I do know everybody's in Discord if they want to say what the next show is going to be, but I won't spoil it. I did watch theirs, and they didn't spoil it on their show, so I'm not going to spoil it, but it'll be fun. So that should come out Tuesday. This next Tuesday, I should have everything in place. We're still going to do some things. I'm going to send a request to our design team to kind of do like a buffer like we do, when we go live, say, oh, the stream is starting soon, and try to do something for them for that. But yeah, exciting stuff. And also, again, this is made possible thanks to some of our partners who are coming on. It's great to have more room, more places to talk about them than just the show. So keep an ear out, because we might not all talk about all the partners every show. Maybe we'll talk about some. Mike and Chris will talk about some, and Scott will talk about others. We'll see. It's very exciting.
Yeah. So, Sarah, the image I just shared in Discord was in reference to your question. So this came straight from our newsletter that went out this week. If you wanted to share that on the screen, you could, Eric. But she was trying to make a joke about "Are you down with CSP?"
Oh, So it was.
So I took a little screenshot from our newsletter, and we'd already made the joke in there.
And that was your wife's great idea, actually. It was cute because she was like self-conscious about it. I'm like, no, it's funny. Do it.
She was very self-conscious about it. She's like, but it's not professional. I'm like, do you know our show? Like, it was
Yeah.
literally in the song. Like,
You do realize where you're working, right?
because we're not professional.
Oh, that's another thing. The first PHP Alive and Kicking is the name of the new podcast that Chris and Mike are doing. Do not listen to it, John. I do not need your head getting larger than it already is, and I'm questioning our hiring decisions. We might need to like they're talking about it. I'm like, wait a minute, you what? Yeah. No. Yeah, they talk about, how they had super nice things to say about the company, which is really we've not to pat ourselves on the back too much, but we've had some things come up where people have shared how they feel about working for us that have just felt good. Like, it just felt good. There's one in particular that happened. I'm like, well, I'm happy. I'm happy. This is how people feel about working here, so it's good. I'm I don't. Yeah, it's hard to explain, but it is something John and I try to work on. Like, we do understand that people's livelihoods are dependent on the company we're running now. It's not just him and I anymore. Like, in early days, it was like, oh, what's the worst case scenario? We have to go, work for other people again, but that's not the case anymore. And so we're always trying to push ourselves to be better at what we're doing, making sure we have a work environment that we would want to work in if it wasn't our company. So it's just good to hear. Thanks everybody who has said the nice things you've said. I won't worry about sharing them. Well, actually, Michael and Chris talk about them on their podcast a little bit. So, but yeah, it was nice. Thanks for all that. We appreciate it. But you're not getting a raise. That's not how it works.
We'll give you a raise, but your costs are going to go up by double that.
Yeah. I don't know what we want to talk about. If we want to talk about this, elephants. Do we want to talk about elephants at all?
Sure. What do you want to talk about elephants? What do you want to say?
So here in the U.S., whether or not we were going to have an elephant for next year's tech was kind of up in the air because we have this whole tariff thing going on. And to be clear, it's still not a for sure thing, especially after the conversation we had with our provider. But you seemed pleasantly surprised by their response. I was kind of like, what? But you didn't seem as shocked as I was.
No, because I did the math that I expected the math to math out as, and math doesn't math in some cases.
Yeah.
That's just the way it works. Like,
yeah.
I had a number in my head and it came in 25% of that number. And I was like, how did you get that number? Because my number is over here and it's way higher. And
so it came in about half of what I was thinking. I guess I wasn't mathing correctly either, but it came in about half of what I was thinking. Actually, a little less than half now that I think about it. But I still thought it was like, because what people don't understand is like these elephants are like no margin for us. We do sell, first thing, they're a giveaway at the conference, right? That's just part of your conference, package.
I would prefer to give them all away. I'd prefer to have you come to the conference and give them away.
Actually, we are very happy to give them away. That is the preferred way of getting rid of these elephants. But when we don't give them all away, we do put them on sale. And John and I have this conversation every year. It's like, we can't charge this much, but we literally charge the like bare minimum where we're not like losing everything on it. And we feel bad, especially for people outside the US who have to pay for shipping. It's just like, this sucks. But so like, my point being is it's not like a profit thing for us. And so it's always kind of hard to have this conversation of, do we want to risk this again? Do we want to go through this again? And I don't know, it's hard not to, because John and I are kind of on the same, like, we enjoy them. Like, we think it's a fun thing, you know? We enjoy getting them, but I don't know. We haven't totally decided, but it's not a for sure no as of today.
Correct.
So it might happen. If anybody has any ideas for an elephant, let us know. We're kicking a few around, but nothing's really stuck. Like last year's, it was one of those things where one of us had mentioned it, and it was just like, yes, let's do that. And even Oscar was weird because we were a little risky with the colors. Like we wanted to do something that other people hadn't done yet, and so we felt like we were being risky with the colors. But last year's, Tony is still my favorite. Like Tony is he is 100% my favorite elephant of all my well Tony and the hack one, the hack elephant. And I only like that one because I know it drives Sarah crazy that I have it. So those two I have, but yeah, that's it.
Hang on one sec.
So you're not focused on me anymore, John. I don't appreciate it.
Nope. Because I wanted to say this. Our call for speakers is open. Submit to speak. Go to phptech.io and submit your ideas.
Wasn't it always open?
Yeah, it was. But I'm just we were talking about PHP Tech, and it reminded me I want people to submit to speak at Tech.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've had it on the website for a while, so I really hope this is open here. Let's do this. So, did I not click over? I didn't click over. Click over. Here we go. Here, let's make this bigger for everybody to see. So this you can actually have a mobile version of this awesome website. So yeah, click on speakers right here. Submit your proposal to speak, and get started. Do you have the perks? Travel, yep. Accommodations, and event fee. Perfect, yep.
It was also on the site before that, on phptech.io. We will, if your company will sponsor you to travel and cover your flight and hotel, that is super appreciated, but it's not required. If you are chosen to speak at our conference and need us to, we will cover flight within reason and 4 nights at the hotel, Monday night through Thursday night.
Because we didn't want them, we talked about only doing like the days the speaker spoke, but we're like, nah, who wants to do that?
So before we took over the conference, and a lot of conferences do, the first day is a like tutorial day, and then there's a 2-day conference after that. And if you're not speaking at the tutorial day, then the organizers will fly you in on that day to save another room night, because room nights are expensive. Or they would say, we will cover 2 days plus 1 for every day you're speaking, or however they would do that. And we decided it's a 3-day conference. It's the way it's going to be, at least for now, and we will cover 4 nights.
Yeah. So I talked about this after Laracon. Like, I know you don't think you have interesting things to share. I know you think that you're not a good enough developer to have any topic that you feel comfortable talking to other developers about. I can assure you do. Just give us some titles, give us some ideas of what you want to say, and ask us for feedback. We'll give you feedback if you're looking for feedback. But really, if you haven't spoken at a conference before, don't let that be the barrier why you don't speak at Tech. Let Tech be the first conference you speak at. I will say, in all honesty, to be honest, honesty. There you go. If you have a user group that you can speak at, do that. It's very helpful to have a user group to speak at, but we've had people where that was their first public speaking is at a conference, and we'll help you. We'll make it as good as possible for you.
My first speaking thing I did. I was chosen for tech back in 2012, I think it was. But I did take my talk to my local user group first and did it there to practice. So luckily I had one at the time. And I was still super nervous and I still screwed it up, but they didn't kick me out. We won't kick you out. So, all right.
I
That was
I want to
tech plug.
share. Yeah, that's our tech plug. I do want to share something. I know I get yelled at a lot for like cross sharing other things, but I like this person a lot. I missed it. I haven't seen the talk myself. Speaking of talking at conference, speaking of Laracon specifically, and speaking of talking for user groups, but Andy Hinkle, if you don't know who this is, he's like such a fantastic person, and you would know if you've seen him at a conference. He's about my height. I think he's a little taller than I am, and he's always smiling. He's got like this radiance. Well, I mean, you can see here in this picture, he's got like this radiant smile. He's a great guy. He did a talk at Laravel Worldwide Meetup yesterday on keeping Laravel eloquent when business gets messy. I will be watching this, and I do recommend everybody else to pop over. I'll throw it in our show notes so everybody can see it. Not only watch it, but comment. I assume they have comments open, and make sure you comment on it. That's one thing. If you don't speak, but you want to encourage people to speak, comment. Like if it's a YouTube thing, comment on YouTube. If it's a conference, there's typically sites that they'll give you to kind of rate their talk. Do that. I mean, don't be mean, but even if it's not 100% positive, that's how presenters get better, by understanding what they can work on. So please do that.
Or where they missed the mark. Like if I'm giving a talk on whatever it is and I'm not getting the data, the information across, I want to know that so that if I get the opportunity to do it again, I can make it better. Jeffrey Davidson, yes, hour only talks, unless you speak at the Uncon. So we always have an Uncon day. Those talks can be as short as you want. They could be little lightning talks. That's fine. But for the conference itself, yes, it's 50 minutes. We, after we choose our speakers, we will be communicating with them. Please ensure that you have at least 40 minutes of material. We've had way too many where all of a sudden they end at 20 minutes. Is like, this was a 50-minute slot. How do you only have 20 minutes of material? And I know that speaking is hard. Public speaking is intimidating, Duck Nizzle. I agree. So we tend to speak faster when we are actually doing it. So many times I've practiced a presentation. I'm like, I've got 45 minutes nailed. Perfect. And all of a sudden I'm done at 35. And then, like, that's not good. So yeah, just be prepared. That's all it is.
Yeah. And speaking at user groups, I mean, in not being a subject matter expert on what you're talking about, that was me yesterday, right? I'm not a mobile developer. And in all honesty, did I say that right?
You did. Good job.
Yeah. I would love to hear a native PHP mobile talk from a existing mobile developer, because there are, like, the native PHP stuff was just so stupid simple, right? And I don't know, like, is this a challenge in other language or are other platforms? Like, what challenges are other mobile developers facing that either native PHP is making easier or is more difficult with native PHP? So I would have loved to see, and I still would love to see, a talk from somebody not from the native PHP team, ideally a mobile developer who's done mobile development for a while. And when I say mobile development, I do mean you have released production code on devices. I would love to get their feedback, because that's what I feel like. I kind of felt like that's what people were looking for last night at one point. Like, after I got through all the, oh, this is so great. Oh, I enjoyed this. This is so simple. I kind of got the feeling like, okay, but it can't all be good, right? Like,
Yeah.
what's not good, you know?
The hard part is mobile developers. You're gonna have the three classes, right? You're gonna have like who we hire doing things like Ionic, which should work on iPhone and Android. But then you're gonna
Mm-hmm.
have people that write Kotlin or Swift, and they're really focused on the one device,
Platform. Yeah.
right? Yeah, the one platform, and they're gonna have way more access to stuff than we currently have. But
Yeah.
they're also not necessarily making it work on all devices.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, let's get out there. All right. So we're at about an hour, and there is a one particular topic that I did ask John. Uh, I wanted to do it at the end of the show because I really didn't want to carry on with the show afterwards. If you've been in the Laravel community for any amount of time, you're probably aware of the battle that.
The Symphony community.
Well, yeah, the Symphony, but I think PHP in general were made aware of it.
Yes, PHP in general. You said Laravel community, which was not the right
Oh,
community.
I
If you've been in the
apologize. Yeah.
PHP community for any length of time,
Yeah. You've heard about the battle that Ryan Weaver had been going through. That battle came to an end recently. It's a tough topic.
Guy.
Yeah. I didn't know the guy personally. I knew him through SymphonyCast and what he did in the community. But I do know people who do know him personally. And I have to be honest, like, I hope the people that know me speak half as well about me as I heard about him. Like, everybody had nothing but praise for this guy. And you never like to lose somebody in our community, especially this way, through a battle with cancer. He was young. He was much younger than I am, and it sucks. But please, as you're coding tomorrow, take a moment and just think about Ryan. Think about what he's contributed and all that. There is a GoFundMe for Ryan's son. He had a very young son, or he has a very young son. They have put together a GoFundMe for his educational fund moving forward. If you're not aware, there was a GoFundMe for Ryan when he was first diagnosed with his cancer, and the community really stepped up. I mean, stepped up strong, because like the treatment he needed, insurance didn't cover it. It was a very expensive treatment. It was very specific treatment. And the PHP community, and I think just friends and family of such a great person, just really stepped up. It'd be nice to see that happen for his son. It sucks that, he has to move forward, without somebody as great as Ryan in his life. This just makes things a little easier with education. That won't be a challenge, and hopefully some doors will open where he's able to do his dad's legacy some justice, and be as good of a person as he is, and I'm sure he will be. So
yeah, I think Ryan was a member of the PHP community when I was introduced to it back in 2010. I think he was going to a lot of the same conferences, PHP Tech, back then. I don't think I've sat down and talked with him at that point, but yeah, I can't imagine not being there, for my kids. And unfortunately, fortunately, in some respects, he knew, and he was living his life his fullest life, especially the past couple of years after he found out. I'm sure he spent a lot of extra time with his kids, or his kid, and it does make me think about my kids and wanting to spend more time with them. Because you never know what tomorrow holds.
That's it. I tell my kids all the time, don't take for granted the people you have in your life. Don't leave family mad at each other, because you just don't know.
There's a QR code. The QR code in the top left of our screen right now goes to this GoFundMe. If you are in the position of being able to donate anything for Ryan's son, it's mainly for his education, but anything helps.
Yep.
Eric and I will be discussing this afterwards and definitely making a donation from PHP Architect.
All right. I really want to end the show on that. Everybody, please, just give a thought for Ryan and more, the family that now has to move forward without him. And if you can, just help out where you can. And like John said, appreciate your friends, appreciate people who are close to you, the people who you mentor and you feel are mentors to you, and just thank them. And all right, I think that's it. Anything else?
No. We will talk to you all next week.
We'll see you guys next week. Bye.
This has been PHP Podcast, the official podcast of PHP Architect, the industry's leading tech magazine and publisher, focused on PHP and web development. Subscribe today at phparch.com to see what the leaders in the community and industry are talking about.